Hear me out. Only Up is a super hard fighting game like Jump King, Getting Over It, and Pogo Stuck. Even just beating it is an accomplishment worthy of being called a god gamer. But my goal was to become one of the top speedrunners in the entire world. And this is the story of the run that got me to top 100 in the world and top 10 in the US, which starts with the big red elevator.
3, 2, 1.
So one of the first things you're going to notice in this run is that I grabbed the goblin hat. Now the goblin hat, there are 3 different hats you can grab: a spaceman, a goblin, and a normal baseball cap, which is what you're normally supposed to use. On the back of our jacket, we have Goblin Town. And as a representative of Goblin Town, I had to be going Goblin mode for this run. One of our first goals with this run is getting to the big red elevator. If you just go to the right at the start of the run, then you're going to be brought straight to this elevator. The next section that we're going to go to is what's called pipes. In pipes, you're going to want to go like diagonal left and diagonal right. You're going to notice a lot of really zany jumps. This takes a lot of practice to get right, and it took me a really long time to figure out these jumps. One of the other really cool things about this run that you're going to notice is that I actually have a heart rate monitor in the bottom left. Anyway, we're done with pipes, and now we're on to our first major mechanic of the game, which is beds. Beds launch you across the map and bring you to spots you normally aren't able to get to. We say hi to Hachiko, and then we jump onto this tree and jump onto our second bed, which launches you on top of the train station, which brings us to the railway. So this next section is pretty chill. We're on the railroad, and we're just working on it and stuff, and it's going to be really chill for the next like 2.5 minutes until we get to another major skip. Anyway, we worked on the railway for a little bit, and we get to one of the first major skill jumps of the game, where we jump across this massive gaping gap and get to the other train track and jump on this train.
It's so cool to see the progression, man.
So now after that part, we're pretty much chilling again for another like 2 minutes until we get to this pipe. This pipe is actually a weird one because you can sprint off, and I've done it hundreds of times. So you'll see me taking my time here a little bit, and sometimes sprinting and doing whatever it is I do. I almost fall a few times, and I was fuming internally. I was really mad. But we make it through, and we get to our third bed skip, which brings us up to a bunch of different beds. There's 4 beds floating in the sky. We can skip one of them if you're accurate enough, and we get launched all the way up to this factory. We do a couple of parkour jumps, and we make it inside. Now, there is a skip here where you're supposed to go on the railing and you can jump onto this walkway much earlier, but I decided not to do it because it saves about like 3 seconds, and it just makes me so mad to miss it. So I decided to skip that for this run. You'll start to notice a pattern. We're jumping on a lot of beds. We jump on this bed. It launches us all the way to a desert graveyard type area. Canonically, the player starts talking about death and the meaning of life here, but anyway, we go over to the Breaking Bad trailer. We're on a meth barrel, and we jump to New York. What a sentence. One of the first skill skips here is that you can actually like roll over this fence. I don't get it on the first try, and usually my guy actually like ragdolls every single time I try, but sometimes I get it and it saves about a second. Anyway, we take the subway all the way to the drone, and the drone leads to the turbine, which is one of the first run killers of the entire game. You jump off of this drone, and when you land, you're gonna jump onto the bed, and specifically you actually mantle on the bed frame, and then wait for the blade to hit the bottom straight vertically. And then we jump on the bed, we go backwards holding shift, and we're going to land on the right side of the blade. Now, this is actually a second mechanic of the game where you can slow down time to make your inputs a little bit more precise. This skip is incredible because it launches you across the map and sends you straight on top of the bus stop. Now, this is another part that I labbed a long time. You hold shift, jump, and then immediately rolling crouch in the air, and you get launched backwards straight to this bed.
Nice job, me.
When I watched the speedrun for the first time, I was extremely shocked because, to be completely honest, it was really difficult to learn how to do that. But once you realize it's actually really simple, it's an awesome trick to know. Now we're climbing on cop cars like a delinquent, and we're going to be just jumping on people's cars. I've actually seen a lot of TikTok trends of people doing this in real life recently, and, well, we're doing it in this game, so that's pretty cool. This section is actually pretty simple once you get used to it, but sometimes you can screw up if you get a little bit too eager. I didn't, so we make it through, and we get to the bus. This leads us to a secret pathway where you can jump off the highway, and it leads to a cool bed that brings you to like a water fountain type area. There's actually a kind of larger man to the left overlooking the like sky. I don't know, he's eating like food. It's a really cool view. We get to our next major skip, which is hopping onto this ledge. We jump all the way across this gaping gap and hit the trampoline onto this walkway.
Good. That was huge. That was huge. That was a really good section.
We take the track field or whatever this walkway is. I have no idea what it is. Is it a tongue? I don't know. Or maybe it's a carpet. We take the bed all the way to this elevator. We roll in midair to cancel our momentum, and we get onto the elevator. And I actually notice right now that my heart rate monitor is frozen. So I open a ton of different apps. I'm refreshing OBS. I'm fixing it on my phone, and I'm debugging live during this speedrun because I am insane. And I finish debugging, we fix it, and I get off the elevator. We lose about 3 or 4 seconds, but that's fine because I wanted my heart rate monitor to be working. It would be kind of cringe if I had a frozen heart rate monitor during one of my coolest runs ever, but luckily that didn't happen, and it worked as expected.
Dude, I debugged something while in the run. That's crazy.
Anyway, we're on to our next skip. We're going on top of this bank vault bedroom type deal, and we jump all the way to this ingot. If you mess up that jump, your run's dead. We go here, which launches us on top of this entire skyscraper. It's insane. You go to like the second level, and then you jump here, and you jump all the way to pretty much the end of this section. Now, there is a better skip where if you see that balloon in the background, you can actually take that same exact bed and go straight to the balloon. It's a really cool skip, but to be honest, it's kind of inconsistent, and even watching someone like Distortion 2, like, you can't really get it consistently every single time. Your run is going to die there, and it was getting pretty late, and I just wanted to get a run done. This section is where you win, quote-unquote, the game, but it's a bait, and there's another elevator that we have to take for the rest of the game.
10:30 faked up.
Yeah, my heart rate spiked here a little bit. It's at 120, which is kind of kind of high. But I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty nervous because this is my first time potentially getting to sub 30, and I'm really, really excited.
Focus, okay? Play really well. Focus. That's the plan. Don't suck. Play well. Okay, guys?
And we're now in heaven. This is a really cool jump. We jump on that ball and then onto the staircase. It's like a 1 second minor optimization, but it feels really cool to get every single time. We run up the staircase, which is pretty chill, and we jump through this entire section. One of the cool skips is you can get on top of this bone, jump on this ball, and then jump straight to the other bone, which is really cool. It's like maybe a 5 second time save, but it's not that incredible, but it just feels really good to hit. We get off the bones, and we're on to our next major section, which is getting onto a cross. We jump backwards and screw up our jump, unfortunately, which costs us like 10 seconds. And we decide to do an alternative strat, which is just jumping on this building, and then that building, and then straight to the bed. Now, the reason I did the backwards jump is because it saves a couple seconds, but I screwed it up, and, well,
totally fine.
But we go into the Bible, and it launches us up onto Jesus. Yeah, that's right. There's Jesus next to bones, and, you know, we were just in, like, a city, or I don't even know what's happening in this game. It's kind of an amalgamation of random items that are just kind of insane. But the next part of the game is a Jesus palm. You just hang out on it. Now, one optimization I could have made here is going on top of the index finger of Jesus, and then onto his middle finger, and then onto his ring finger. And if you stand on top of his ring finger, then you can actually jump off of it later, a little bit earlier. Since I wasn't on top of it, I had to settle for just jumping off of him from his palm. You'll also notice that I'm listening to Sonic Adventure Battle 2 Escape from the City like the entire time for this run. But yeah, that's going to continue because I just wanted to listen to it for the entire time. We're on to our next major bed skip, which launches us up all the way to Hogwarts' dining hall. It's kind of pretty weird, but yeah, we're in Hogwarts now, and we have to jump across a bunch of tables and stuff. I get pretty nervous here because, to be honest, I screw this up quite a lot. I need to practice this. You should be pretty confident here, but I was pretty nervous, so I wanted to not screw that up. Jump on bookcases, and now we're going to sprint our way all the way up this spiral staircase, which leads to some books and a big apple. We launch ourselves across the gaping gap and get onto some more books, because knowledge is power or something.
Good. Really good section. There were some mistakes, but we made it through, and that's all that matters.
So we get onto a chessboard now. We just walked through like a scale model of the solar system, and now we're onto a chessboard. There's actually a really cool skip that I observed from the world record run, which is you go behind all the chess pieces, jump onto the queen, and then get on the book. But I actually screwed it up, so we had to try it again. We kind of lost a little bit of time, but that's okay. Not bad. Now we're going to go up this staircase, and at the end of the staircase, there is a really, really interesting trick where you jump diagonally onto a book and completely avoid a jump with this glass pane. I actually screw it up, and we have to retry here.
It's like a 10-second time loss. Maybe we get up there 20. It's like a 3-second time loss.
Now, do I get it? I do, because I'm cracked. I'm a god gamer. Bonafide. This is one of my favorite parts of the game. You can just run and sprint all the way here to anime waifu. That's right. Did you think this game was free of anime waifus? Nope. Every single object here is a phallic object that is like, it is the most overt reference I could no, sorry. It's very, very subtle. We get onto some Oreos. We get onto a Sharpie. We landed on an octopus. And we got launched across the map to a glizzy. I'm telling you guys, like, some of the sentences for this game are like kind of insane. Like, if you took this game completely out of context, if you took what I'm saying completely out of context, it's absurd. My heart rate jumps up to 120 because we're kind of stressed. The game is pretty difficult at this point. It's not crazy difficult, but we're worried. Normally, you can actually go for the cork there, but I jump on the pirate hat because I don't want to ruin my run. And the 1 second time save, for me, isn't worth it yet. But obviously, when you're competing for the world record at the absolute top, every single second that you can save is good. We get on a pirate ship now, and we're going to have a little bit of a break. You can actually get on the pointy thing at the front of the pirate ship and jump off a little bit early, but I kind of wanted to just chill and not worry too much. So I sat on top of the pirate ship just in a normal way, so that way I didn't die. And we are going to jump off. We run all the way up a bunch of different staircases. It's super chill. And we land on top of a cannon. This cannon is going to launch us up into an ice world. I actually jump out of the cannon to get a little bit more distance. That's an outdated strat. You can actually get up there without doing that. And this little ice land brings us to a champagne bottle where it's actually a hidden cannon. So I jump on top of it and jump immediately off as far as I can go. That's very important. If you don't do that, you're going to miss. You have to do that every single time. And we land on like an island. To the right of us is actually like Buddha. I almost die, which was insane. Oh my god, I could have screwed up. Holy. But we live, and we're going to take this other hidden bed all the way up to this orca. Pretty cool. I freak out a little bit because I'm like, oh my god, brain scramble and fuck up.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
And I lose 30 seconds because I missed my jump. For some reason, I don't know why, but sometimes the game just doesn't let you input jump. I think it's just because I was a little bit stupid and kind of nervous at this point. So I misinputted jump, and it's my fault. But hey, it's the game's fault, right, guys? Copium? We're on a bridge. This leads us to Rainbow Road Elevator. And multiple times in my runs, I screwed up on this part, and it was so sad. I cannot express how much stress this section gives me. You can jump diagonal left and land on this coin, and then land on this mousetrap, and then land on the daisy. Now, there is a better strategy, which is jumping onto the pizza, and then you can get straight from the pizza onto the daisy, but it's the second pizza, by the way. The first pizza is a trap. It's a scam. I don't know. But we get through that section. There's a random dog, and we made it through, which brings us to the Rainbow Road Elevator. We land on this. There's an apple, and we're good to go. Now we're on the final section of the game. This is it. This is the last trick.
Last major section.
We have to land on top of a dragon.
We had to stay calm there and try to save. All right, ready?
I call this section the How to Train Your Dragon section of the game. Basically, you have to run perfectly. If you make any mistakes during your run after this pipe, you will not make it to the dragon. It's impossible. It is designed by the game developers to be like perfect input. You can't screw up this jump. If you mantle and miss a jump, you're done. You have to commit to the other strategy. But I don't, because I'm a god gamer. We make it, we get onto this blue trampoline, we jump up and land on the dragon. Or do we?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump off of him. I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump off of him, dude. Fuck. Dude, I've never... Oh my god, dude. I didn't practice this earlier.
I cannot express how insanely nervous I am at this point. I'm extremely nervous. You're going to see my heart rate rise because I have never been in this position.
It's okay. Stay calm. Stay calm. Stay calm. Stay calm. We're going to do our jump.
I've never practiced this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. You're supposed to land on the tail because it gives you a better place to jump off of, and it's a little bit safer, but I landed on the body of the dragon, like right on his back, and I'm extremely stressed. This is actually one of the most important skips of the game because it saves like 3 entire minutes if you land on the dragon. You'll see a lot of streamers practice this because it's super, super, super important. If you notice, there's surrounding the beanstalk, there's a ton of items that you can jump on. Yeah, as you can imagine, you'd have to do a ton of parkour. It's going to save so much time by getting on the dragon. There's actually a PS5 below us, which you're supposed to use to jump to a hoverboard. Yeah, this game is crazy, guys.
I just don't know how to dismount. I don't know. All right. Because I want my dismount to be clean, but...
We're approaching our dismount. We're so afraid right now. Our heart rate's at 130 and we have to jump on one of the flags. I don't even know some of these flags. I'm not very cultured. I think we land on Turkey and we go to Korea and then I think the land of tea and we go to some of the flags and we jump off. We actually mounted, like we dismounted perfectly. We actually dismounted perfectly. We take some skips. You can run up this vine all the way to this kind of highlight bit and jump. That's one of the scariest jumps in the game because you can fall early and it totally ruins your jump. We're now on this staircase and we see Minecraft. Trust me and we will escape from the city. I start singing a little bit because I'm kind of excited right now. My heart rate has just jumped up to 172. We're in the danger zone for our heart rate. This is like I'm running an entire marathon, but we jump off of the VR goggles and land on the trampoline, and we made it through the dragon section. We did it. The hardest part is behind us, and we're able to do the rest of the run, and hopefully all we have to do is not make a mistake, and I'm just going to let you guys see what happens.
That's my fucking streamer.
That's my fucking streamer, dude. All right. Okay, we got this. We got this. I'm not going to go for the dish skip. I'm not going for duct tape. Not going for duct tape. Not going for duct tape. Let's fucking go! We did it! We fucking did it! Let's go! We got sub 30! Oh yeah, I almost passed out here because I was so excited. It felt like the most insane head rush of all time. Let's fucking go! Oh my god, dude! That was so good! Oh my god, that was so good! I almost just fucking passed out, dude. Alright, don't choke the fucking jump. Don't choke the fucking jump. That's a 20, that's a mid 28. That's a mid 28. That's a mid 28, dude. Okay, good. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. It went to 180, dude. Fuck, dude. My hands are shaking. All right, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. Play safe. Play safe. Now, the reason I'm saying play safe is because I actually died here before and it was so cringe. But this time... we did it. We did it. We did it. Lost 3 seconds in elevator. My bad. Oh, fuck. Reset. Fuck. All right, just kidding. Okay. GG's. 28-33, baby. Let's go. 28-33. Get your I was here's in chat, dude.
And we did it. We're top 100, top 10 in the United States as of the time of posting this video. My goal is to become one of the greatest speedrunners of all time, and I hope you'll come along with me on this journey. To do that, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Suck it with.